Hi, Michael here. I want to talk to you about the meeting we had on the 28th of April, and it was about beliefs, not DNA, make you who you are. The BS group meetings are based around a program which will help you to change your life. Not in the traditional way, such as changing your behaviour, retraining and learning new habits, but in the BST way, simply by changing your thinking. BST will give you a new way of thinking that will result in a new way of life. BST is a philosophy I strongly endorse. We all have the ability and capacity to choose how we use our minds, the way we process things and events to make our lives totally shift and change around. Now, whether you're a teenager or anywhere along life's journey, you can make that change. I know, because it happened to me twice in my life. In my 30s, when I didn't quite understand what was going on, I had an experience that totally changed my way of thinking. Then, for the next 14 years, I received everything I felt I needed and asked for, including jobs, my salary, properties, cars, and a wonderful daughter. I could have asked for more, but didn't understand that at the time. Then my life fell apart, and I struggled to understand why. I didn't know how to fix it. I had had such an amazing 14 years. So I spent 15 years travelling the world, studying and learning about many subjects, including psychology, counselling, metaphysics and quantum mechanics. All of this to identify how those 14 years had come about. Well, I did learn how. And now I have another amazing period in my life. The lessons I learned helped me to create BST. And now I want to share this with you. I want to empower you to have an amazing life which will eventually improve the world you live in and then the world around you. Now this meeting, Beliefs Not DNA Make You Who You Are, starts at the very beginning of life. I want to explain why beliefs and not DNA make you who you are. Dr. Bruce Lipton has written some amazing material and completed in-depth research into DNA. You can see information in the members area. Now, whilst many of us believe our genes are passed on by our parents, grandparents, etc., he has shown this is not the case. Now, having been told things like, you're just like your father, or your parents died of so-and-so, so you are likely to, and it's in your genes, there is now enough scientific evidence to demonstrate this is not the case. Whilst some people do have a genetic disorder, it has been calculated this only relates to 5% of people. Experiments have shown that it's not DNA makes us who we are, but the environment in which we live. The information provided in the members area explains this very well. For example, when cells have been put into a petri dish, they have automatically moved to avoid toxic material that will cause them harm, or they've automatically moved towards an environment such as food that will nourish them. It's not the DNA within the cells that make them move. Now, as cells duplicate, they act as one body and move together, responding in a negative way towards things that might damage them, or grow and thrive when they feel good about things that help them. When scientists have taken 3 identical single cells and placed them into 3 different cultures, they've had 3 different results. In one culture, they found a cell became muscle. In another culture, the cell became tissue. And in yet another culture, the cell became bone. What this demonstrated was it wasn't the DNA in the cell that made the cells change, it was the culture or the environment that triggered the change. Now, it has also been identified that while scientists used to think a cell was just a single cell, nothing else, they've now discovered that each cell is just like a little human being. It has the same transmitters and receivers in the film or its skin, or that around the outside. It has a digestive system, it has a process of sensing, it feels and responds to things in the same way that we do. Now, there's a picture of the structure of a cell available in the members area. Now, think of these cells as being like a little you. There are actually 30 trillion of these within your body. You are, in a sense, a collection of little people, making you a community. These 30 trillion cells, as I've already demonstrated, respond to their environment and will thrive or shrink accordingly. Now, what is particularly fascinating is that the environment only has to be perceived by the cells and they will respond accordingly. Our mind interprets the signals from our senses and that tells the cells what the environment is. Our beliefs act like filters that create the perception of the environment we live in. For example, if two people at the same party, they will often have two very different experiences. Their beliefs filter the data they receive and in return create a perception of the environment. Their experienced environment may be the same, but the cells respond to what they perceive, not what it actually is. If you change your beliefs about what you see and feel from a negative fear response to a positive love response, you will change your perception of the environment. Your cells will respond according to your perception and act accordingly. Working hard to grow and live, feed and fed by your positive loving perception, or they'll shrink and die to get away from your negative fear perception. Whilst the importance of the environment we live in has now been scientifically proven to affect the way our cells respond, in reality, you probably instinctively knew this. I'm sure you can remember a time in your life when something really amazing and positive happened, perhaps when achieving something important for you. This could be winning a special medal, receiving a standing ovation, being excited about a trip, or falling in love. I know when it happened to me, I had all the energy in the world. I didn't feel ill and I felt truly excited about life. It's happened on a number of occasions, but in particular, I had one experience later in life when I was told I could sing by a professional trainer. This was something I'd wanted to do from a very early age, but I'd been discouraged. When I received this positive news at the age of 53, I was energised. I practised for hours and hours until I eventually did my first of many gigs. Okay, it was a little late in life to make a career of it, but I felt great about my newfound talent. It is now accepted that your DNA is merely the blueprint used to construct your body, every single small part of it. However, DNA does not determine your character, your attitude, or your beliefs. So, how do you develop your character? In the book Celestine Prophecy, it is explained that we develop our character based on that of our parents. In order to get the unconditional love we desire, we behave in the opposite manner to our parents. Whilst this is a simplification of the process, we will quickly learn this is the best way to get their attention. Now, the basics of psychometric profiling was explained at the meeting and how to identify the four main character types. This process can be found in the members area. It should be self-explanatory, but if you have any questions, please email me. As we work through the program and the book Love or Fear, we will look at life in 4 stages: spring, summer, autumn, winter, including the beliefs around reincarnation, karma, and the essence of you. At the next meeting, we will consider the origin of thought and how our beliefs and attitudes develop. The purpose and guidelines of these group meetings can be found in the members area for your information. I hope you can make one of our next meetings and I hope you found this useful. Thanks for listening. Bye.